something that you can start to lap. So they won't run too many risks. Rosemary, though, bides his time and seems to have found a fight that he is comfortable with, Blank.
It's on the thing. That doesn't happen too often. Balak, though, immediately responds. Nice shots over towards Rosemary. There are players around him, but it's going to take a while to get back up towards him to actually pick him up again. So you can see Potato now clambering.
Now it seems like MELISE have become their target as they put out control, looking good, and pickings, Kishu, strikes, and this isn't looking too great. You've really fragmented it and could probably clean up on these knocked players without much of a response. So Kane and Topsic in a bit of a bad spot here. At least Coursera is still alive and kicking. Thought he went down in the commotion, but he's been able to back off towards the ridge. They keep the teammate alive in Kakar.
Miramar mainly because we were focused on some of the teams towards the bottom and how they were going to make it in, but MELISE have certainly put themselves here in the league stage. Off the get-go. And this is a reoccurring trend for Persija Esports as well. It's just these dry pushes over into comp.
But can they contend versus the Bulls that have seen red, spreading out and trying to take some space off them? Chief, popping the stims and looking on contact.
Yeah, this is the box, right? They're fighting for their lives in this tournament. With Reject actually from the side, getting a side swipe on them. That's on the northern edge, so MadBulls might have to pull away from that. A lovely nade will take down one, but look at this off in the distance. Persija Evos, they have cut off the rotate coming through from Alpha7. They're direct competitors. They've already got 2 knocks on the side. There's one that's been thrown back over towards Xerxia so far, but more damage keeps on pouring through, keeps Alpha7 on their toe.
Ooh, Alpha7. They're not on their toes anymore, Blank. They've been knocked onto their knees as the nades are going to blow them straight off their feet. Redface shutting down one for good as well. Still peeking in to look what more damage he can deal. And that is a hefty amount of chip damage. Connecting onto
occurring on your screens. This is what might be needed to propel them even further. Luxy should have seen that backhoe coming through from Revo, but doesn't spot it so far. Understands that Mafio's off in the distance. In comes the vehicle. The tuk-tuk gets taken down in the distance, and Revo's out. Luxy, masterful on these off angles all the time. Now trying to spot for the final player, Mafia, and a 0.0 game coming through from A7 would be horrid to start their day off. And Redface will clean. This guy has been clean for Persija Evos, and you better be cheering for them right now because they are attempting to get towards that grand finals off the back of that one.
Love the way they played it as well. A lot of confidence in themselves. We'll have time to dissect it later because right now the Carnage news, it seems like Stalwart thrust into a fight versus Falcons. Utility being pulled out all over. Nice nade for close contact, but Snidge right now.
Axa has got to bring off a big play here versus Action, and Icy. A lot of damage does hit over towards these 2 players. Action sidesteps it. It's grazing him, but he's still able.
Well, they had a moment of panic where Rosemary took a lot of damage, but he's back in the fight, and look what he's up to. Causes an issue as he comes flying out of the weeds. Wide swings, hit the first shot. Now the flank pushes in as well. Fnatic, not as crit.
Now they're not in the greatest of spots, right? Their position is known. They're locked on the edge. Tianba, QZZ takes down one of the players. Evos on the rotate. Xerxia, knock tree here. Not super likely to be able to get him back up again. And I think for Persija Evos, you identify there's the team still in tap mock. You rotate around the side of it. You try and get more points on this game. You realize you've taken down your direct competitors of Alpha7. Now it's time to just put up a nice profit on the match.
Oh, the nightmare is as well. It's the tight turns here. Turning circle control they can have if they win this fight.
Yeah, I mean, for Gladiators, this is a kind of worst map, right? It's not exactly the chance you would look, right? But considering over the past year, they have just been very at SANHOK overall. And I think they've really tried to change things up as much as possible in the PMGC. Nades over the top coming through from Redface. This guy's been an absolute monster on the side of Evo. Coming Infa, as he's just open on the sidelines. Ren is able to get YDD up whilst holding on that front line, and there's still some more shots coming through from Megamind. Hits some over towards Lynx, but has to back off as he spots Kissyu on top of the roof. Nice 180. And I think for Xia, they could have had a chance in this tournament. They just stepped up a little bit too late here, Jackie.
They started playing a lot more confidently, and ever since then we've seen them doing far more in these games. But you're right, they were quiet for too long, and it seems like they might be getting silenced again as MELISE released the beast inside, finding easy pickups onto them. By one, you're starting to crumble. Megamind, he might have the brains of the operation, but in this situation, you're going to need some brawn to hold back the oncoming assailants. They've got utility to work with as well, at least focused on reviving one of their own right now. So small window for him to make a play. Can't really commit to going for a res though. Blue Zone nipping at their heels. Looks like he's paranoid about a peak coming his way. He's starting to back off at least and have a bit of leeway.
Yeah, that's pretty much a finish there. See you later just about gets that first aid kit off, but off in the distance, it's Reject. Set themselves up very nicely on this side. They understand there's going to be teams coming out from Paris Resort, so they set up angles over towards it. This, again, is just really, really good play coming through from Reject. I think they understand exactly what they want to do extremely well, and I like it. It's a big change from the Japanese region. It's a big change from the Japanese squad to see these types of plays coming through and being executed quite decently. And I think for Reject, this is why supporting them, we want them to get towards that third.
Finally, they want to push into their Gladiators compound. Can they clean house, Blank?
Yeah, I mean, this is a fight that's been brewing for a while, right? And with Alter Ego finally been pushed out by the Gladiators, sort of let them in a little bit. And I think you can understand why you see Singular, where it's a little bit easier for them to take shots and understand where they're playing from. There is more damage coming through as MadBulls fly into underneath their area alongside with Loops off in the distance. Basically, this fight is going to... Now there's an opening. Now there's a chance, a little edge that they can sneak their way through to maybe get towards that top 11. If Alter Ego win it, they got a really good chance of securing their survival stage off the back of this SANHOK.
Close range combat continues as well. Tianba versus IA. The DBS proving too powerful on the cleanup for Falak, but he's still got one more man to deal with. Potentially playing medic from this position close towards the wall. Obsta goes for the revive. The Molotov spreading, but I'm not sure if it's actually burning enough. The wall's blocked it. DBS pulled out. Close range connection. He says, see you later, as Falak will secure that one. Meanwhile, Alter Ego burning to a crisp as well. Fnatic on his last legs, but the DBS deals with him.
You got Persija Evos trying to take away that third place spot. DX, who's constantly on the climb, and IA, who desperately needed a big game at the start of the day to start their journey to get one on the pack, are going down now. And I mean, it must not be enough here. Fifth place won't cut it, but it's a decent start. But the averages need to be so much higher.
Right now, though, it's Sarah that's starting to soar high as he strikes and does some nice damage on the DX. DX fragment. They go for a two-player push, trying to close the distance between them and Reject. They want to get in their face. Sarah quick switching between both his rifle and his DBS, looking to punish in close quarters combat. Power Jin will expire. He's gone for good now. Sarah still looking for the adjustments. Meanwhile, Chow beckoning Levi's to back up, but they won't let him go for the res. Nice swing from Sarah again as the biceps lay claim to another Elim. They bounces back, Chow! Oh, that's not what you want, Blank.
Right on his noggin. Off his head. Streams to bits. That is depressing, but it's delayed them long enough, and Gladiators are just going to mow them down as they leave. But it's MadBulls, actually, still alive in this situation underneath the coastal edge to get knocked for Gladiators. This is unideal. Falak's still going with a 7 eliminations on side. Technically a 1v1v1. This is insane. For IA, we all counted them out, but Falak, the big man on the side of IA, continues forward. Tulika trying to get in position. It's up to Tixzy. The Supremacy has to come through now.
There has got to be a moment of teamwork between these two solos if they want to fight for it, but they know that a second place matters more. They clash amongst themselves. Tulika secures it, gets the guaranteed second place in the bag. Gladiators, they're smiling, chuffed to bits, thinking that they're on the last in, but maybe Tulika has other ideas.
Yo!
Enough. Kitsune with a DBS brings it home for Gladiators as they do the